Please don't tell me I just fucking ended it. Okay, there we go. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. Okay. All right. Can you guys see me okay? Hear me okay? Everything good? What's up, Donna? Yeah, I hate gnats. Gnats are literally the worst. They're so disgusting. What's up, Dominic? What's up, Laura? Are we good now? Can you guys hear and see me okay? I certainly hope so. Okay, great. Glad that my internet has decided to get over itself. Well, dark matter, I think your manifestation may have worked, buddy. Good job. Okay, so you guys, welcome to All Signs. We're going to be taking a look at the good coming your way. This is only positive stuff. Even if you see the Three of Swords, the Ten of Swords, it doesn't matter. It is all going to be positive. I feel like we need it. So keep that in mind, regardless of what you see. It's only the good coming your way. Okay, you can check for any placement, honestly, because these are general readings. If you want a personal reading, then you can visit violettaalexis.com. Also, keep in mind that I do partake in one-on-one sessions on hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. So if you want a one-on-one chat with me or a one-on-one phone call with me, you can go ahead and book that or just see me when I'm live over there. That's going to be on Wednesdays and Thursdays between 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I will be on there tomorrow, okay? Other than that, I hope you guys are having a really, really great start to your week so far. I've been watching Handmaid's Tale. So good, honestly. So good. I was like a little, I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with it. I was a little doubtful. I was like, this isn't really it for me. Like it just wasn't hitting like the other seasons. But then once you started to kind of roll into it and get more into it, it got really, really good. What's up, Annie? What's up, Joyful? All righty. Let me turn on some music and we're in business, yeah? Okay. Think it'll be my usual. There we go. Yay! Yours has been epic. Wow, really epic. Well, we had some good transits, or we have some good transits. We have Venus sextile Pluto today. We had Mercury sextile Jupiter, so not too shabby, not too bad. I'm really happy to hear that, dark matter. All right. And yes, you guys, I am taking super chat questions today, but all super chat questions can be asked directly through YouTube. Okay. So no going to Hipsy tonight. It's just going to be directly through YouTube. And if you don't know what the super chat rules are, then you can just take a look at the pinned comment in the chat section and it'll lead you right to what the super chaz super chat rules are. What's up, Terry? How are you? Thank you, Barbie. I figured you'd like that pink. Right. So I guess we'll work backwards today. Or did I do backwards yesterday? I think I did. Did I do backwards yesterday? I think I did. We started with Pisces. Yeah, we started with Pisces. What's up, Enigma? What do you mean, besties in real life, even though we've never met? You called it with money and love. Oh, yes. I love that. Good for you as an earth sign. Love that. 10 out of 10. No notes. All right, you guys. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Super chest. You know, Vanessa, I was waiting for it. I was like, give her 5 minutes at best. Give her 5 minutes, and she's going to be in there swinging. Kate, no free weed right now. Sorry? What are you talking about? We did start with Aries. Really? thought we started with Pisces. Oh, maybe we did. Okay, you know what, Lori, I'm gonna trust you, buddy. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. Let's start with Pisces first, and then we'll work our way up to Aries. All right, Pisces, how are you? We're going to take a look at the good that is coming towards you for this weekend. Okay, so let's take a look. Your overall energy, the Three of Pentacles reversed. The good coming to you is the Ace of Pentacles. Your advice is the Five of Cups. You may not be getting along with somebody at work specifically. Okay. So there may be like a colleague, somebody you're trying to collaborate with in some way, and you guys just simply aren't on the same page. You're having a hard time either learning from this person or teaching this person or just having a hard time working on a team. I feel like there's a new opportunity though coming in for you. So I feel like that's not really going to matter. I don't want to say it's not going to matter, but I feel like it's not because something new is manifesting in your life this weekend. The Five of Cups is your advice. So this is more about like, excuse my French, but get your head out of your ass, try to move on kind of thing, right? As bluntly as I could put it. So let's see that Three of Pentacles first. Three of Pentacles reversed with the Knight of Cups and the King of Cups. Oh, well, this is great. I really, really like this because it tells me that despite you and somebody else's differences that you may be having, so this can be like a love partner or somebody that you're working on a creative project with. Despite having or being at odds with another person, you seem to still be making progress towards taking the high road or taking the mature route. I feel like you guys are very in love with someone at this time. I feel like this is likely something that's already established, or if it's not a relationship that's already established, then that may be your goal for this weekend. So it seems like you are being very stoic, creative, romantic, loving, despite your differences with another person. I wonder what the differences are. The Eight of Cups reverse. This is a problem that you've had before with that Eight of Cups reverse, clarifying that Three of Pentacles. So this kind of makes me feel like you're in this energy, even if this person is in the wrong, you may kind of be like, you know what, you're absolutely right. I totally get it. It's all good, or you may be saying, agree to disagree, no love lost. I can see that happening as well. So it seems like you are once again taking the stoic or more mature approach. And there seems to be some evolution and progress in regards to a commitment that you have to another person, whether this is romantic or you're working on a creative project with someone, like a collaboration. So let's see that Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, see, look at that. Ace of Pentacles, Three of Cups, the World reverse. Mm. So, Pisces, it seems like despite whatever is going on between you and others or you and another person, something brand new is beginning. Something brand new is beginning between you and a friend, you and some kind of group alliance. It seems like you are coming together with somebody that you have unfinished business with. And it seems to be going really, really well. So, for instance, if this is love, this talks about planting seeds that could lead to the Ten of Pentacles. So, something that could last a really long time. Now, the Ace of Pentacles is saying you have a long road ahead of you. But with that Three of Cups, you seem to be getting along with a person. There seems to be some kind of camaraderie, or there seems to be some kind of deep conversation that you're having with another person about the hard work ahead, like the road ahead. And with that World in reverse, it seems like, once again, this is something that you're revisiting with a person, but it's going really well. So I think that you're the one that seems to be taking the high road or taking the mature approach. And I feel like that's a big reason why it's working, but I feel like you're going to find that it is worth it. So then with your advice, we have the Five of Cups, the Eight of Wands reverse, and the Nine of Pentacles. I think that you're holding Okay, so this is the positive about taking the high ground, okay, or taking the stoic approach, I guess you could say, is that things usually will be resolved. People are more lenient or are more open when they feel like you're the one that's willing to kind of, I don't want to say fold because I don't feel like that's what it is, but take the mature route. Because then it encourages them to do the same. It inspires somebody else to do the same. But with this, it feels like because you're doing that, because the negative part of doing this is also feeling like you're shoving something down. You're shoving something down, you're suppressing it, etc., where you may actually need to express yourself in some way. I think that whatever this regret is or whatever this sadness is, and it feels like it's connected directly to you not expressing how you're thinking about something or feeling about something, it can feel like it is affecting you in a negative way. I feel like what you're kind of needing to do, that Nine of Pentacles can be about doing things on your own. It doesn't mean that you can't collaborate, or it doesn't mean you can't spend time with your partner or this friend or this coworker or whatever it is, but take some time on your own to kind of think about things and maybe find a different way to approach the situation at some point. But right now, it's telling you, like with that Nine of Pentacles, this is about your independence and understanding that you can be independent. You can be alone without having to feel lonely. Maybe you're needing to take some space. Maybe you're needing to go to the spa. The Nine of Pentacles is like when we're enjoying what it is that we've created, when we're enjoying the fruits of our labor, when we are taking good care of ourselves, and maybe we're spending a little bit of money on ourselves. So maybe it's wise to kind of take some space, still approach it in this way. I think that that's the best bet, but take some space and pamper yourself a little bit and then regroup and figure out how you want to address a past situation where you may end up getting a different response. Because I think it's really about not always what you say, it's how you say it. And so I think that the way you can word it can be differently, where you can still get some kind of need met. Divinity, thank you so much for that super chat question. So just kind of food for thought. So that is what I have for you, Pisces. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not. And if you want to book a super chat question, you can do so right here on the YouTube app. What's up, Akriti? All right, let's go ahead and move on to Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, how you doing? Let's go ahead and see what's happening for you this weekend, the good coming to you this weekend. Let's see your energy first, and then we'll work our way down. We have the Four of Swords for your overall energy. The good coming to you is the Six of Pentacles reversed. And then the Devil reversed for your advice. So there needs to be an awareness of something, or you're needing to like re-empower yourself is what I want to say. Six of Pentacles in reverse for something good coming to you. It can be like you're finally, you know, removing your energy from something that was very draining for you, where you can feel like you have a lot more energy because of that. And I'm kind of feeling that because of that Four of Swords that's in your energy. So it seems like you're trying to take a little bit of time or space to be alone, kind of do your own thing, maybe, which can be very Aquarian sometimes. Just depends on their mood. But that's what that looks like. It looks like you're contemplative. Let's see about what. The Phoenix reversed, the Five of Wands. You want change. You want change, but you could feel like it's really difficult. You know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of like before we die. I know this is dramatic, but like before we die, how we're so afraid, like in regards to what's on the other side, right? We're so afraid of, oh God, or maybe are we going to heaven, hell? Are we going nowhere? You know, so many thoughts are in our brains. And I feel like there's also a fear when we're in the womb and we don't know where we're going. We don't want to leave. We don't want to leave there. We have no idea what's on the other side, right? I kind of feel like that's where you are a little bit. But I feel like this is ultimately very healing for you. You're creating the space for you to understand how to change and what it is that you really want to change. And so there's a little bit of conflict in regards to that specifically. So it can feel like something is kind of staying the same. But I think this is more so a cocoon phase that you're going through. Um, Because the Five of Wands is almost like when you're brainstorming something. It can sometimes be when you're trying to storm something, you're trying to get to the bottom of something. And so recently, or in the recent past, maybe the past year, 6 months, whatever it is, you may have gone through something that had been very heartbreaking, but you're starting to come out on the other end of this weekend, where you're maybe having some really intellectual insights. You're getting a lot of rest, a lot of sleep. It feels good. I feel like you need it. And so through that, you're going to figure out how it is that you're wanting to change something in your life. So whether this is about the people that you surround yourself with, maybe something in regards to your finances, maybe love, whatever it is, you're working through it. So I feel like that's really positive. The good coming your way this weekend, the Six of Pentacles reverse, the Ten of Swords, and the High Priestess reverse. This to me is more so an internal job. I feel like this is you becoming very well aware of how you may have sabotaged yourself, specifically in regards to your money, budgeting, where your money is going, or what you're spending your time and your energy on that has depleted you. So now you're at this point where you're calling whatever that is quits. So let's say that you have been working a job and you've just kind of been taking shit from your boss over and over and over again, and you're realizing you're never going to get anywhere here, and you're like, you know what, bye. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not telling you to quit your job, okay? This is not me encouraging you to quit your job. That's your own personal business. This is just an example. But once you do that, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of back when I used to do live streaming for a really long time. I was also working as a waitress, and I got fired, okay, from my waitressing job because I was spending so much time trying to get monetized on this live streaming platform. And I was like, what am I going to do? I just moved into a new place. I'm renting a room from this guy, right? And I'm like freaking out. Literally the next day, I get a notification on my phone of them asking me to sign a contract because I had been monetized. And it's just like the world works in mysterious ways, right? And so it feels like it's something like that, which now you can gravitate towards your highest potential, because sometimes we don't realize the thing that we're holding on to, like as a crutch, right? So harshly, we're holding on to it so much because we feel like we need this thing. I need this thing. Well, I mean, you need water. But you know what I mean? I need this thing. And really, we find that we tend to do better without that thing that we thought was such a distinct crutch in our life. But that's really all it is sometimes, is just a crutch. So, your advice is the Devil reversed, the Three of Wands reversed, and the Five of Swords. Hmm. I will say this: don't procrastinate. Don't sit around and wait for the perfect time to write that book. Don't sit around and wait for well, after I finish this entire box of Krispy Kremes, then I'll go to the gym. Right? It's like, okay, buddy, you do that, right? Let me know how that works out for you, right? And then you end up like getting diabetes that week, or I mean, that's not funny, but you know what I mean? And so be cautious when it comes to procrastinating or waiting for the perfect time to do something, because for some of you, that is your kryptonite. It's actually not serving you at all. And you may think that it is. For others of you, it really does feel like the advice is to be aware that a lot of why you are where you are in life is because you've been your own worst enemy. Okay. Now I know that's maybe harsh for me to say, but for the Aquarians that I'm reading for some of you, that's exactly what it is. Okay. And it can be around how you go about getting your needs met or how you go about getting something that you want. It can be about how maybe you're rushing something or you're not quick enough to jump on opportunities or create the opportunities, whatever it may be. I think it's time for you to, while you're having this time alone, I feel like you're going to have a big awakening about what those self-sabotaging behaviors just very well may be. Okay, but you're gonna see that it's going to get rid of that crutch for you, and you're probably going to flourish pretty beautifully after that. Okay, so that is what I have for you, Aquarius. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question, you can do so right here on YouTube. Thank you so much, Emily. Chris, thank you so much for that donation. I really appreciate that. All right. Let's see. Thank you so much, Aquarius. Let's move on to Capricorn. What's going on, Capricorn? How are you? Let's see the good coming your way for this weekend. Ooh, okay. We have the star. Isn't that a beautiful card? I don't know if you can see. Carmen got me this deck. Anyway, that's the star. For some of you, you might have Aquarius placements. The Page of Wands for the good coming to you. I feel like you guys are getting some good news. The Queen of Swords in reverse is your advice. Okay. You guys are getting some good news, I feel. You might be hearing from somebody either new or somebody's just delivering you positive news. Let's see what that star is. Double Aquarian energy. Moon in Aquarius, Aquarius. Let's see. Seven of Swords, Two of Wands. Ooh. Talk about a game plan. Well, I'm not surprised, Capricorn. I mean, I feel like you guys are usually the best at the game plans. I really like this. The Two of Wands tells me that you're getting ready to do something. You're getting ready to plan something. You're getting ready to come out of your comfort zone, potentially in regards to maybe sharing some kind of knowledge that you have acquired, because the star can be about sharing. It can be something in regards to your future. Aquarius can be about the future, and I say that because we have double Aquarius cards here. um it can also be something in regards to healing, so maybe you're finding new ways to heal yourself. Whatever it is that you're getting ready to do, you seem to be keeping it under wraps. There's a very precise strategy that you're adapting in regards to the way that you're going about this star energy, which is once again Aquarian energy. It can be in regards to maybe social media, technology, once again, something that you're sharing, something in regards to your future. Why are we keeping it under wraps? The Fool reversed. It's not that you're really keeping it under wraps necessarily. I mean, you can be, but the Fool in reverse is why the Seven of Swords is here. You don't want to do something impulsive. It feels as though you are trying to take calculated risks as opposed to impulsive or reckless risks. You're not just thinking of yourself when you're doing whatever this is or the decision that you're making. You're thinking about how everyone involved is potentially going to be affected by whatever this decision is that you're attempting to make. And I also think that you're realizing you may have to end up leaving something or someone, whatever it is, behind in order to acquire this new thing or this new path. I like it. It looks good. I mean, you're clearly being very considerate with how you're going about it as well. So let's see. The Page of Wands with the Ten of Cups. Damn. And the Strength reversed. If you have not really felt super confident in a relationship, or you may have felt like there's been a lot of pride or ego in a relationship, whether that's a romantic relationship or whether that is a family relationship, I feel like someone is going to extend an olive branch, or somebody is going to provide you with some good news that makes you basically, for lack of a better word or term, really fucking happy. Okay. There seems to be a lot of fun happening. There seems to be a lot of emotional contentment. And once again, good news. What's the good news about the celestial weaver? Ooh, something that you've been trying to manifest or something that you've been trying to create, maybe with another person or just in general. It's something that you want. It's something you've been trying to make happen for a long time. And it seems like you're also having the support of somebody in particular or your family. Ooh, I love this reading, Capricorn. This is cute. Also, I want to say this. If you guys have been a little hard on yourself in regards to like a weakness that you have, or if you've just maybe you said something to somebody that you didn't mean, or the strength in reverse can be like somebody who does dumb shit because they're not super confident or they're prideful, or they don't think, they just bleh, right? So I feel like if you've been like that, I feel like somebody's here supporting you regardless of that, or somebody who's been like that is maybe once again extending an olive branch of some sort. So that looks really good. The Queen of Swords for your advice. The Queen of Swords reversed with the Chariot and the Ten of Wands. Wow. So this is not the time to get overly emotional or, basically be an idiot. This is the time where you're needing to take the wisdom that you've acquired in regards to your life or whatever specific scenario this is and make decisions based on that. But it's going to require courage. It's going to require you to reprioritize or restructure your life in a way that suits you, but also benefits other people that you may be responsible for or feel some kind of responsibility towards. So this is about full steam ahead, to not be afraid, but also you're basically doing already what the advice is kind of asking you to do. But something needs to come to a completion in a good way. Okay. So, like, maybe it's you and your husband or your wife, have really been wanting to buy a house. And this is like, well, don't like just sit around with your thumb up your ass, right? Like, go do it, take the responsibility and do it because people are counting on you or whatever it may be for you. Okay. So, that looks really positive. Thank you so much, Capricorn. I greatly appreciate it. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, then you can do so right here on the YouTube app. What's up, Violet Colors? Thank you so much. What's up, Carmen? All right, let's move on to Sagittarius. What's up, Infinite? Oh, that's so cute, Infinite. I love that. What's up, Lola? I cannot book. I don't know. Do you know how amazing you are, Violetta? Thank you for the readings. Aw, you're welcome. What's up, Mason? Thank you so much, Infinite. That's very kind. All right, Sag, let's take a look. Let's see the good coming towards you for this weekend. You have the Page of Cups reversed, which is in your energy. The good coming towards you is the Six of Swords. And the Death reversed for your advice. Okay. I feel like something's getting resolved that was probably really stressful. Let's see. Page of Cups reverse, the Knight of Pentacles reverse, the Knight of Wands reverse. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, yikes. Sag, the way that you're going about something this weekend is everything. Okay. I want you to be really cautious around being really hard on yourself to the point where you start creating insecurities or where you make your already there insecurities worse. And then because you're doing that, you're finding that because your insecurities are growing in some way, because you're being so hard on yourself, or because you care so much about what somebody else thinks, which usually isn't your guys' issue, but in this moment for this weekend, for some reason, it may very well be. Because you're feeling that sense of insecurity, you may end up doing something to try to get somebody's attention in a very negative way, or you may try to go out of your way to get somebody else's attention. That's more in a manipulative way, an emotionally manipulative way. You may even be kind of feeling like a victim in some scenario. And hey, maybe you are, I don't know your personal situation, but the way that you're taking action on those feelings is not conducive to you. Um, it can also be where you're feeling a little lost. If that's not necessarily it, it can be that you're feeling a little lost. Maybe you're feeling like you really don't want to be vulnerable. Maybe you're hurting in some way. Maybe you're just like, I just have nothing to offer anyone. Yeah, who knows? Who knows what's going on in your mind, right? But this Knight of Pentacles reversed with the Knight of Wands in reversed is complete stagnancy because of how you're feeling. And so there's no real progress towards your purpose or your passion. At least it's just a weekend, okay? And so let's try not to waste your weekend on that. It's really how we cope with everything is everything. How we cope with our feelings and our emotions is is a big part of who we are. And I think we can really look at, like, if you look in your natal chart at your 12th house, this, you can look at the negative side of it, and this can be how you negatively deal with. So like if you have let's say you have Leo in your 12th house. Okay. Let's say you have Leo in your 12th house. So that would make you a Virgo rising. So, Leo in your 12th house, in a negative context, this is what we subconsciously do without thinking about it. It can sometimes be our coping mechanisms in some way, as can the 6th house. But you want to take a look at it. And if you have Leo in the 12th house, for instance, when you're feeling enraged or when you're upset or something, you can really get in your ego, be very self righteous, boastful, prideful, very stubborn, right? Because Leo is fixed. On the higher octave, it can be someone who's very creative, somebody who's very charitable in a way, somebody who speaks from the heart, right? So you want to take a look at your 12th house to see how you can cope with these feelings to make sure you're not on the negative end of that, right? I have Aries in the 12th house, so I can really be impulsive and do dumb shit to sabotage myself or get really angry. Back in my earlier days, I might haul off and, smack somebody or, be a total idiot and make a fool out of myself and curse somebody out in public. I was just crazy. But in the positive, right, it can be like working out, doing some boxing classes, right, doing some fitness stuff, Aries. So see what's in your 12th house that can kind of help you with how you cope and how you deal with life, which will in turn help your mental health. So if there's something going on with that. So then we have the Six of Swords with the Four of Cups reversed and the Queen of Wands. Oh, I love it. It's almost like you're getting your mojo back in some way. This is beautiful energy. I feel like that Queen of Wands is you, where you may have felt like you needed to do something that was out of character in order to get your way, or even if you felt like other people were doing that to you, which made you feel some kind of way, something seems to be being resolved. So whether you're talking it out with somebody, whether you take my advice and cope with something in the way that I told you, or whatever your way of coping, it looks like a healthy way. You're starting to realize what you have to be grateful for. The Queen of Wands, she's very passionate, she's very creative, or he, okay, whatever gender you identify with, very creative, very passionate, very much a leader, isn't afraid of his or her shadow self and side. And I feel like you may be either performing something or you're creating something or you're taking the lead in regards to your own healing or in regards to your own life. Like something is happening where you're having a bit of a glow up this weekend. Something is sparking, like something is being resolved that was very, very stressful, and you're starting to look at something a different way, which is making you more confident within yourself because now you're dealing with it in a different way. Then we have the Death reversed for your advice with the Eight of Swords reversed and the Nine of Swords reversed. The Death reversed, when it comes to advice, it can be saying an evolutionary process needs to begin, or it needs to occur, it needs to happen, or we're needing to see the light at the end of some kind of tunnel. It was kind of like I was telling Capricorn, I think it was Capricorn, and I was talking about how, we're all afraid to like die sometimes. We don't know where we're going and we don't know what's happening, but we were probably feeling that way in some capacity, maybe in a less mature way when we were inside of the womb and our mothers were getting ready to give birth to us. There was probably a big fear, where we go, I'm going to die. I'm going to, not realizing it was a new life in some way, right? And so I feel like with you, there may be some fear, or maybe you're holding on to something that just doesn't need to be held on to anymore. And I feel like once you start to implement those changes, make those changes, start to see things from a more optimistic or positive point of view, that's when things are going to change for you. Because sometimes it just really is about perspective. So that is what I have for you, Sagittarius. Thank you guys so much. I do hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And obviously, if you would like to get your cards read live on the stream, then you can go ahead and just book a super chat right here on YouTube. Righty. What about Taurus in the 12th house? Taurus in the 12th house, these can be people who can get very lazy, or they can eat a bunch of food. They can eat a bunch of food that's not good for them. They can lay around. They can also get very stubborn. They can overindulge in things that aren't necessarily good for them, like, Venusian things maybe. So it can be where we're doing retail therapy. You can see Moon and Taurus people do this as well, but it can be like retail therapy, right? Don't do that. It can be overeating, things of this nature, just an overindulgence of something that's not good. A good thing to do for Taurus, Moon in Taurus, or Taurus in the 12th house, in my opinion, would be things like pamper yourself. Not in the way where you're like spending thousands of dollars on things that make you feel good. I'm talking about like, coconut milk baths with, Epsom salts, or eating foods that are really, really healthy for you. Taurus is very sensual. It's very much about the body. So doing things that are taking care of your body, also creativity as well, things like art. Um, yeah, so things like that. What's up, World Oracle? Crystal Ball, it's nice to see you. Thank you so much. What's up, Faye? Thank you for the super chat question. People can get me pumped up to compete over dumb things. Oh God, yeah, don't do that. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, let's go ahead and take a look at you. Let's see the positive coming towards you for this weekend. You're in the energy of the Queen of Cups. Love it. Ooh, the Emperor for the good coming to you. Okay. The King of Wands in reverse for your advice. Let's see that Queen of Cups here. You got somebody powerful on your side, I think. The Two of Cups reversed. Page of Pentacles. Okay. Some of you are straight up in love. Okay. You may be in love with somebody. You seem to be very sensitive, very loving, very kind, just really in your feelings. Maybe, maybe you're reading poetry, writing poetry, who knows? Okay. But the Queen of Cups is a beautiful queen. She is very emotionally protective as well, very emotionally mature, sweet, kind, loving, she can pour into you. And so that's kind of the energy that you're in. There does seem to be a bit of you may be feeling misunderstood by somebody, because the Two of Cups reversed. Do you see how the Queen of Cups is not really paying attention to that? Here, let me try and do this for you. I want you to see this. So you see that Two of Cups in reverse? Notice how the Page of Pentacles is looking this way or looking in his or her book, and the Queen of Cups is looking that way. It's almost like you feel misunderstood, but that's not what you're really choosing to focus on. I'm going to clarify that Two of Cups in reverse just to get a little bit more flavor in your reading. But it seems like you're just not focused on it. It seems like you're not focused on being misunderstood. You're focused on understanding, which I think is sexy. So there may be something new that you're doing. There may be a new way that you're going about love or a romantic relationship, or maybe a different way that you're going about dealing with being misunderstood or having a disconnect with another person. It can be also that you're very focused on your finances and the love aspect of your life or the creative aspect of your life. I do want to clarify that Two of Cups. Two of Cups reversed, Ace of Cups. Oof. You have a lot of love to give. It may be that the way you're expressing it is misunderstood, or the way you're putting it on the table, or the way that you're offering it is misunderstood. In turn, you could also feel as though the way that you're being loved by somebody isn't necessarily your love language, or somebody is misunderstanding you on that front. Okay. Um, but regardless, I don't feel like it's the biggest part. I feel like it's something that is can be easily worked through, and I think that's where your focus is. I also want to just see that Page of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles. You're really working on something. You can be working on a business, getting your LLC, working on a project, focusing on your day-to-day routine. Um, Whatever it is, it seems like you're really taking your time and putting in a gallant effort. Like you're putting in a really, really dedicated effort towards something that you want to master and that you want to work on. And it seems more financial or more like something you can touch, taste, feel, smell kind of thing, right? Like the 3D reality. Maybe it's your health, maybe it's your money, maybe it's your job, maybe it's a project. So I like it. Ooh, wow. What's that Five of Pentacles? If you have been dealing with somebody in your life, like a masculine, maybe if it's somebody maybe romantic of some sorts, this person may have been taking a more passive approach or a passive role, or maybe they have been somebody who's easily triggered. They may have said some things out of impulse, maybe things they didn't mean, maybe the things they did, just in a maybe a toxic way of some sort. But there can be somebody who was doing that who's now kind of reining that in, somebody who is in more control or adapting to their circumstance to be more in control, to become the authority in their own life. It seems like this is somebody who's putting their feelings to the side, or their negative feelings, or any kind of pettiness or anything like that. It seems like they're abandoning that, and they're trying to maybe approach you in a more balanced way. Somebody who can handle a lot at once. It seems like there's somebody who's stepping up or becoming more mature because of that. Now, if that's not somebody else in your life, then that can be you. Okay. Especially if you're a masculine, where you're taking more responsibility, you're taking charge in some way. Um, there can be some abandonment issues maybe that you're working on, whatever it is. But I mean, it's a really gorgeous energy, very fiery, that Emperor and that Temperance. Something that also may have been causing you and this particular person conflict. Maybe it's a boss. I don't know who the fuck it is, okay? But maybe may have caused you and this person conflict, but it seems like they're making peace with you, or making peace with the part of them that created that conflict in the first place. Does that make sense? Your advice: King of Wands reversed, Six of Cups reversed, the Hangman reversed. So any kind of pettiness, if there's this feels separate maybe from you and whoever this is. If there's somebody in your life who's in their ego, acting prideful, whatever, holding a grudge, etc., it may be time for you to just walk away through empathy and understanding as opposed to engaging with it. Now, for others of you, if this is about you, holding grudges out of pride or ego is really only going to hurt you, okay, if this is about you. And it can be telling you to kind of fall back or to try to um put yourself in somebody else's shoes. It doesn't mean that they haven't done something terrible. It doesn't mean that they're not a butthole. It doesn't mean that they didn't say something to you. But sometimes you have to look at people like, I remember there was this one time I was in a store and this girl was with her mom and I could hear her talking badly about me. And I didn't know her. I've never met her in my life. She was just talking about my appearance. And so it just so happened that we both ended up getting up to the cashier at the same time. And she was right here and I was right here. And I looked over at her and I said, "Your hair looks really, really nice. You look really, really good." Right. And she's like, she looked at me like surprised. And I did it because I feel like those kinds of people need the most kindness and they need to understand that their anger or their projections onto somebody who's being very kind to them, it usually will make them internalize that and understand it from a different angle. So that's what I mean by like look at it differently. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I hope that that helps, Scorpio. Thank you guys so much. I do hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, then you can do so right here in the YouTube app. What's up, bad lady vet? What's going on? Wait, what? Oh, sorry guys, hold on. Oh, wow. Okay. Hey, I just got some good news. So, if you guys don't mind, I just have to pee really, really quick. Sorry, give me 1 second, okay? All right. What's up, girl B? It's nice to see you. Thank you so much for saying that. Love the story at the cash register. Yeah, that was like back in 2022. But yeah, that was a long time ago. But I was like, ooh. All right, guys. Oh, thank you, SC. She did she respond, she looks more surprised, like, oh, thanks. Like it was as if she was, I guess she didn't, it didn't go as she had hoped it would. I think she really wanted it to hurt me, you know, but I hope that she thought about that after. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, you know, I've certainly had my spats with people, okay? But in that moment, I was like, just kind of like, ah, man, you must be really insecure to do something like that. We all have our insecurities, but it's how you deal with them. I'm no angel, okay? All right, so without further ado, let's take a look at Libra. You guys know Libra's always got something going on, don't you? Okay. So let's see, Libra. Let's see the good coming to you for this weekend. The Wheel of Fortune reversed for your energy, okay? The Two of Swords reversed for the good coming to you, and the Justice for your advice. Well, there you are. Okay, let's see. The Wheel of Fortune reversed with the Ace of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles reversed. You are having an epiphany. You're having an epiphany around repetitive cycles in your life. The wash, rinse, repeat, and then wondering why nothing really changes kind of mindset, right? And we've all been there. The Wheel of Fortune reverse can also be somebody who keeps trying to control something, to control a narrative, to control what somebody else is doing, to control how the wheel spins. But the wheel is going to spin how the wheel is going to spin, right? And so there's an epiphany that you're having around that specifically. I'm going to clarify the Wheel of Fortune because I want a little bit of an added layer to the energy, but there is an epiphany clarity that you're having, and you're realizing that you have been wasting your time attempting to control the narrative, control how another person sees you, control something. And you haven't quite, you're in the clarity phase. So you're in this phase of like, oh, that's why nothing has been changing in my life. So it's like you're not out of the tunnel, but you're walking through it. You're like halfway through it, and there's a realization. And so that Seven of Pentacles in reverse tells me that you're no longer investing in something that you are truly not gaining from in any capacity, right? Let's see what that Wheel of Fortune in reverse is. The Six of Wands in reverse. So it can be a control around how a specific person sees you, whether or not you're getting some level of validation or recognition. It's like this sense of trying to control that, and getting really down on yourself when you don't get what you were hoping to achieve through trying to control that narrative or situation. Does that make sense? I also will say this, okay? So for a very, 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 very few of you, okay, it may be this clarity around you feeling entitled to somebody or something. You know, I used to think that like because I poured into people, or because I gave people a lot or spent a lot of time with them, that now the expectation was they were going to be loyal, or that they were. Now it doesn't mean that um I shouldn't have that expectation, but really at the end of the day, regardless of how much you do for somebody, or regardless of how much you invest or give, nobody owes you shit, really. Nobody owes you anything. And that was a hard pill for me to swallow. I was like, damn, it really doesn't matter, you know? And so it kind of puts you in this mindset where it's kind of like if you're going to lend somebody money, count that money gone. But if you get it back, it's a bonus, right? Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't get your money back if you, right? It's just kind of like more metaphorical. but understanding that once it's out there, it's out there, and if somebody gives it back, great. But if they don't, and you're still expecting something, now this is at this point you're doing it to yourself, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm gonna stop saying you know what I'm saying because I know it's really annoying. But so there's some clarity that you're having around this. The good coming to you. Yeah, look at that. Wow. The Two of Swords reversed, the Tower, and the Seven of Wands. I think a lot of you where, isn't that interesting that Six of Wands reversed now with that Seven of Wands? Tell me about that Tower, the Lovers reverse. It could be a love situation or a relationship situation that you've been involved in for a while, or maybe it's just your patterns in love. But the Two of Swords in reverse is where maybe we've been avoiding something for a while. We've been procrastinating. We've been putting it off. We didn't want to see it. We didn't want to see it. But it's like now you're consciously seeing it. Now you have that clarity, right? Because we have the Ace of Swords and now we have the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is in reverse, which I prefer. Because now there is this conscious awareness of something that we have been consciously blind to or blinding ourselves to, whether that is we have certain expectations that we're projecting onto other people. We are expecting, something back. We are trying to control how others see us, whatever it is. But now there's an understanding that you really don't have control over these things. There's an understanding you don't have control over another person and their actions and their decisions. And you're realizing that trying to hold on to that has actually been sabotaging you greatly and cutting you off at the fucking knees. And with that Seven of Wands now, because there's an awareness of this, because there's the decision to be aware, because we can be consciously unaware. We don't want to see it, right? We don't want to see the truth. We don't want to. And so now that you're aware, this is actually when you're getting this, not necessarily recognition, but you are now maintaining some level of success that you've already acquired through this perspective. If you've been having issues around a competitive environment, people being jealous of you, I don't know, something like that, you're getting to the point where now you're not really trying to control the narrative. You're just standing up for what is yours. And I feel like you're also, even though Seven of Wands isn't necessarily about boundaries, it is about maintaining what it is that you already have, the success that you already have. It still feels like you're creating space between you and others, and you're kind of standing on business in some aspect of your life. Then we have for your advice the Justice, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands reversed. So I do feel like this is a lot about boundaries, boundaries with yourself as well. The Justice to me is the higher octave of you, or I guess not the higher octave, but more so your higher self. And so it's asking you to make decisions based around your higher self. So, and forgive me for people that have been watching me for a long time, but I feel like your higher self decision is if the person that you love the most, think of the person that you love the most in the entire world, right? Close your eyes, picture them, whatever. Now let's put whatever problem you're going through in their hands. And let's say that they were dealing with that problem and they came up to you and they're like, yeah, how do I fix this? Whatever advice you would give the person you love the most would be the decision that you need to be making. And it's asking you to do that. It's asking you to be responsible in regards to your decisions. It's telling you to, fight for what you want, create boundaries that suit you, that are beneficial for you, take care of yourself. The Queen of Pentacles, she very much takes care of herself, and she takes care of her home, her family, her business, etc. So it's telling you to focus on those things and make higher self decisions, essentially. So that is what I have for you, Libra. Thank you guys so much. I do hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to get your cards read during this live, then you can go ahead and just book a super chat in this YouTube app. All right, let's move on to, what's up, Kismet? Nice to see you. Let's move on to Virgo. Alrighty. We just stay live all night. Hell no. What's up, New Paradigm? No problem. You're welcome, Barbie, of course. All right, Virgos. Let me get my little jacket real quick. Hold on. Okay. All right. Okay, Virgo, let's go ahead and see the good coming your way for it this weekend. Okay, so we have the Hermit reversed for your energy. That's you. The Hierophant, Taurus, for the good coming to you. The Sun reversed for your advice. Okay, let's see that Hermit reversed. Wow, Virgo again. Wow, the Seven of Cups. Jeez. That is, you know what I say, if you've been watching me for a long time and you're showing up as your major arcana, you're showing up as two of them, but if you show up as your major arcana, I feel like you're more in your highest vibration, so to speak. And you have both of yours here. Now, of course, respectively, you share the Magician card with Gemini. Um, you have probably gone through a bit of a dark night of the soul for a while, something very heart-wrenching, something that was probably a dark awakening for you. But it brought you back to you. It brought you back to your sense of self. You acquired a lot of wisdom through whatever that journey was. And now you're ready to kind of venture out and apply what it is that you've learned or teach what you've learned. You have all the power in your hands to be able to create what it is that you want. And not only that, but I feel like you're kind of spoiled for choice with that Seven of Cups. It's almost like this is your world, we're just living in it kind of deal. Because the magician, he has or she has all of the elements at their disposal. They have everything that they need. And in traditional rider waite, you're going to see the magician, he's pointing up and then he's pointing down, okay? Which means that he or she has the support of God and has the support of the material realm as well, or the planet Earth, so to speak. And so I feel like you have a lot going for you or a lot on your side, and you're heavily capable to manifest whatever these options that are available to you. It almost feels like you may have so many talents, gifts, skills, and abilities that you don't really know where to direct them first. Does that make sense? The Hierophant for the good coming to you. Okay. What's that Page of Swords reversed? The Nine of Cups reversed. So you have the Hierophant, the Page of Swords in reverse, which is clarified by the Nine of Cups reversed and the Ace of Wands. There may be some information that you're learning this weekend that maybe at first it could be something that you were assuming. You could have been assuming the worst about your partner, about a relationship in your life, about maybe even a project of some sort that you were trying to venture out on. But it may be that you learn that the worst thing that you thought or the thing that you assumed actually isn't happening at all, or isn't as bad as what you thought it was going to be. That's kind of what it feels like. I also feel, how do I explain this when I'm thinking here? Hold on. Um, So when I think of the Page of Swords, okay, the Page of Swords is like, we're taking courses or we're building websites or we're communicating with others to gain some level of information or, whatever. The Hierophant is a different kind of learning or even teaching. It's teaching the or learning the fundamental building blocks for you, your belief systems, your values, can be religion or spirituality. But for some of you, you may, oh my God. Oh my God, there's no way. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. My phone fell and actually unplugged something. So sorry about that. That was symbolic, I think. But for some of you, where was I now? Now I totally forgot what I was saying. Basically, sorry, Virgo. Basically, long story short, I think that you guys assumed that you weren't going to get something, some kind of wish fulfillment, whether it's in regards to a relationship or maybe it's financially. It's just something that very much inspires you. And I feel like you're going to gain it, but it's going to be something that is probably bigger than what you thought it was. Probably something that's going to structure itself and land in your life for a very, very long time. So maybe it could be a relationship, but it's just basically something that inspires you, Ace of Wands, something new that you're beginning. There's a lot of passion and inspiration that you have towards whatever this thing is. And you could also meet a mentor or become a mentor that is very inspiring for others or for another. It feels like a graduation of sorts. The Sun reversed with the Four of Pentacles and the Three of Swords reversed. Whoa, what's going on here? Some of you may have like a money wound. Okay, maybe you guys have a lot of wounds attached around like your money and like who you are and your identity and your self-worth and your self-value. So a lot of you may feel like your what you acquire in the material realm has a lot to do with your self-esteem or somehow affects your self-esteem in some way. And I think that it does to everybody to a degree, but for some of you, it may be that specifically. So it may be that you're needing to work on that a little bit more or needing to look at something in a different light or be a little bit more optimistic in regards to your thinking. Okay. Because I have done that a lot where I felt like my worth was attached to what I have and what I've acquired financially, right? And it actually ended up being probably the worst way to look at it because I ended up putting myself in like debt a lot, trying to feel like hello, Lilith and Chiron in the second house, right? But feeling like I was worth more because I acquired this money or I acquired these things. But it's really about the foundation, right? So I was making a lot of money at the time, but I was blowing it on dumb shit to make myself feel better and my credit score was terrible, when instead I should have been dealing with it in the right way and looking at it from a different perspective and kind of looking at the long game with something. So whether it is about responsibility or something else, try to think in the long game. Okay. So thank you so much, Virgo. Sorry about your power outage there for your reading. If you guys want to book a super chat question during this live, then you can do so right here in the YouTube app. Thank you so much, Kay, for your super chat question. You're welcome, Agnes, anytime. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Leo. Okay, Leo, how you doing? Let's see what is going on for you this weekend, the good coming your way. You're in the energy of the King of Swords. The good coming to you is the Four of Wands. The moon reversed for your advice. Okay. I feel like you're planning something. Ooh, wow. King of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, the Judgment reversed. You have your head on. You have your head on. Yep, hopefully, right? Or you wouldn't be watching this. You have your head screwed on straight this weekend. This weekend, not next weekend or the month after. Okay. I'm just kidding. But it seems like you have your head screwed on straight. You're thinking very logically, especially in regards to your legacy and what you're attempting to build for the future. You guys could really be coming into a lot of money this weekend. So I feel like you're enjoying your life. It feels like maybe you're living the dream a little bit this weekend, or that's exactly what you're working towards. You may also have somebody here who's giving you incredible counsel in regards to your finances or how to buy that house that you wanted, or to build that business or maintain the business that you already have. Or it could also be that you are making plans or decisions around your relationship. So if you're in a marriage or a long-term relationship, you may be actively working towards the bigger picture in regards to whatever that looks like. Now, the judgment is in reverse, which makes me feel like you could either be A, misjudging something, or there's still some shit that you basically need to clean up from the past before moving forward. Or it can be that you're totally refusing to make a decision on something because you're focused on something else or for whatever reason. So I want to clarify that judgment. The Empress. So, Leo, I'm going to be real, right? Like, you're showing up as a masculine, okay? You're showing up as a masculine, which is great. We love that. Okay. So, for my feminine Leos, this may be reversed. If there's a feminine energy in your life, whether it's your wife, your girlfriend, somebody you've been seeing, somebody you've been talking to, whatever, I feel like you are misjudging this feminine energy's power, either in your life or just on their own. It seems like this is somebody who has a lot to bring to the table. This is somebody who's very beautiful or handsome or gorgeous, very creative, very self-sufficient. And it's either that you're refusing to take accountability in regards to this person, or you're misjudging them entirely. It's almost like you're underestimating this person. Let me get one more for that. The Two of Pentacles reverse. It's almost like you feel as though they can't handle something, or you feel like they can't make some kind of decision. Like it almost kind of feels like you underestimate their worth or their ability to create something, to produce something, to, right? So let's say, for instance, this is your wife, okay? And you're like, yeah, I'm making the game plan, and I'm investing a bunch of money, and I'm doing this, while you're completely discounting what this person has to say, or um the worth that they bring into the relationship. Does that make sense? So while I feel like you're doing really well in all of these things, I feel like you're overlooking someone who's actually quite useful. um right, the Empress is all of the queens combined. She's like the divine feminine energy, and I feel like you underestimate that person. Or it's that you're not wanting to take accountability, maybe, about something. So I don't know what that's about. Oops. So then we have the Four of Wands for the good coming your way this weekend. Four of Wands with the Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. Wow. I mean, this is a really great reading, Leo. For some of you, it can be that you're finally, putting down on a house, or you're getting a house of some sort, or maybe the renovations. You're able to finally be financially well off enough to make some kind of renovations to your home or your home business, maybe. Or it seems like you're getting something that you've worked really, really hard for, and there's a reason to celebrate. So, for instance, let's say that this is you closing in on a house or closing in on a lease or an apartment or whatever it may be. It's something that may last a really long time, or you're now kind of going out and celebrating that win in some way. And it is something that brings you individual contentment. It's something that you really, really wanted. Um, So you're celebrating, you're having fun, you're doing your thing, and there is a reason to celebrate. And you're also working towards the thing that makes you happy on an individual level. So while in your energy, there's this prime focus on maybe you and others, or you and legacy. But then there's also something that you're getting that is just for you. It's for you. It's it's making you feel content, but it's not something that's just being like dropped in your lap. This is something that you work towards for a while, and you seem to be getting some kind of reward for it. It's making me think of the 11th house. Like, the 10th house is where we're working and we're doing, we're trying to work our best to achieve our goals. The 11th house is where we get gains from that work and those achievements. And that's kind of what it feels like. So, your advice: the moon reversed, the Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. What's that moon? The King of Swords reversed. You're in a bit, there may be, you may be in a bit of a pickle here. And it can be that you're projecting some kind of fear onto another person, or you may even be suppressing something, hiding something, maybe hiding an emotion of some sort. And while I feel like it's important for you to express it, I also feel like you're stuck because you don't know how to express it. You're not really sure how to talk about it. You're not really sure what the right decision is. But I feel like it needs to be addressed, whatever it is. So it's asking you to refrain from projection. It's asking you to come cool, calm, collected. It's asking you to be truthful. It's asking you to be honest, decisive, no like gaslighting. I'm not saying that you would do that, but no, but I just have to say it because sometimes the King of Swords in reverse can be that. It can be somebody who is abusing their power over what the moon reversed, another person's emotions, or they're abusing their power in some way because they don't want to face something. So they rather just kind of be like a dick, right? In order to avoid it altogether. And I'm wondering if that has something to do with that Empress. So just like a word of caution. Okay. So that is what I have for you, Leo. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question during this live, then you can do so right here in the YouTube app. All right, let's move on. What's up, Power of the P? Long time no see. What's up, Kay? Thank you. Let's move on to Cancer. Cancer. Oh, Jamie, that's awesome. Oh, I'm sorry, Donna. I'm obviously wishing you the best. All right, let's see. Where is it? Cancer. All right, Cancer, let's go ahead and see the good coming to you for this weekend. So, your energy, the Magician, just like Virgo. Okay. Virgo, Gemini, we have the Temperance, Sagittarius energy, the good coming your way. The Fool reversed for your advice. Uranus. Okay. Let's see what that magician is. The Nine of Swords, the Page of Swords reversed. What are we worried about here? Wow, that's what Virgo got. What's that Page of Swords reversed? The Justice. Ooh. You seem to be worried about, or something is causing you anxiety or worry or stress over the Hierophant. So, what can the Hierophant be? It can be your belief systems, values, it can be morals, but it's your fundamental belief system, essentially. It's what you know to be true. And there seems to be some stress around that with that Page of Swords reverse. It can feel like you're either misinterpreting someone or you feel like somebody else is misinterpreting you. And it can be that you're having a hard time making a decision around whatever this conversation is or around whatever this issue is. Now, with the magician here, I feel like you have the ability to change your current circumstance. The magician has all of the elements combined. The magician has everything that he or she needs in order to manifest or create the reality that they want. But you seem to be really stressed over some kind of belief system, somebody else's belief system, or you seem to be worried about a relationship because you feel like things are being misinterpreted when you may be attempting to make things right and it doesn't seem to be going that way. I also want to say be cautious of coming out of your own sense of sovereignty or out of your own power and getting in your head and creating a bunch of realities inside of your brain that actually do not exist. Because it seems like you're trying to make sense of something, but by doing that, it's actually creating more nonsense. Because what you're doing is you're building a story, you're building there's a story, okay, that may be true, but then what you're doing is you're building a narrative that is not true on top of the true story. Does that make sense? So you're creating a tower of bullshit essentially that isn't really going on. Like, I don't know if you're perceiving something wrong or whatever. I'm not too worried about it because you're in the magician energy, so I feel like it's something that can be worked through. Just be cautious of how you're thinking about something this weekend. So let's see that Temperance. The Queen of Wands, love it. The Six of Cups, love it even more. Temperance, Queen of Wands, and the Six of Cups. Okay. This is um a sense of contentment within self and who you are, where you may have felt as though you needed to maybe over explain yourself in the past, or you were ashamed for who you were, or whatever. Now there's almost this peace and tranquility around, I don't need to prove myself to anyone. I think that some of you are also creating something or being very creative around your talents, gifts, skills, and abilities because you are showing up as the magician, and the Six of Cups can also be like a gift from God. So maybe it is, and the Queen of Wands is also very confident in her own talents, gifts, skills, and abilities because she's like the performer. And so you may be taking the lead in regards to those particular things and creating something from that and from that level of confidence. But it can also be that there's a connection here where there's camaraderie, there's deep conversation, there's deep understanding, there's love or friendship, whatever it is, which is making you more confident. But you may, if you're the feminine, you seem to be taking the lead in this regard. And it seems like you're creating more peace within this dynamic. Does that make sense? And if you're this Queen of Wands, you're looking very attractive, okay? You're looking sexy. Maybe there's some intimacy this weekend or something like that. But I do feel like there's a bit of a misunderstanding that can be happening or assumptions that you may be making. So just be cautious. But I feel like it'll be resolved with this. So, advice: the Fool reversed, the Page of Cups, and the King of Pentacles reversed. Yeah. This can be asking you not to make any impulsive decisions or creating any kind of reckless disputes, being super rigid or stubborn in your thinking. I think that this is asking you to be a little bit more mutable with that Page of Cups, be a little bit more grounded, because all of the pages do have an element of earth to them. So I feel like there's a need for you to be more open and understanding and also grounded in regards to maybe this conversation or this relationship or this connection, whatever it is. Okay. Also for others of you, no, I feel like that's it. So, or you can be dealing with somebody like that. So that is what I have for you, Cancer. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question during this live, then you can do so right here on YouTube. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Gemini. What's going on, Gemini? Let's see what is happening for you this weekend and the good coming your way. The Knight of Swords, well, there you are in your energy. The Queen of Swords reversed for the good coming to you, and the Devil for your advice. Okay, well, this is going to be fun. Let's see. Okay. Five of Pentacles reversed, Page of Wands reversed. I haven't been feeling so confident in regards to something or someone that you've been attempting to pursue. And it could have made you feel like you put yourself out in the cold, or you could have lost some confidence because somebody else had blocked you in some way. It can also be a lack of confidence in regards to your financial situation. But what I'm seeing with that Knight of Swords is you are the one that seems to be taking initiative to figure out how to fix it. So if there are some issues in your finances, right, you're calling the credit company or you're calling collections to figure out how you can create a payment plan. Or if there is somebody that has blocked you in some kind of way, maybe you're writing them an email to understand why, or it's just you're taking initiative in regards to solving some kind of problem. You're the one that is making the decision. So it seems like, once again, maybe some kind of bad news that you got, maybe somebody did leave you out in the cold, maybe it is something financial, whatever it is, you're taking action. You're not just sitting around with your thumb up your ass. You're actually taking action towards it to resolve the problem, and it seems like you're resolving it. So that's good. Queen of Swords reversed, the Tower reversed, and the World for the good coming to you. So I feel like you've had somebody pretty pissed off at you, Gemini. Okay. I don't know if that Queen of Swords in reverse is you. If it's not you, I feel like you've really pissed somebody off. Okay. And this could be somebody who maybe lashed out at you, flipped their shit, flipped their lid, cursed you out, said some things maybe they didn't mean, maybe they did. I don't know. But it could be something that they've been holding on to for a long time, and they may have been having a hard time letting it go. Maybe they were having a hard time letting go of the things that you said to them. Whatever it is, there seems to be some resolve. And I feel like it's because you are the one that's taking the initiative once again. So there's a closure. And through that sense of closure or accountability or conversation, we're able to find peace. We're able to be like, you know what? Maybe this was just a misunderstanding. Or, you know what? We can finally close this out, we can agree to disagree, or whatever it is. So because the world is Saturnian, so it's about patience, it's about responsibility, it's about maturation. And I feel like that's exactly what's happening between you and another person. Okay, now it can be about your finances, but that Queen of Swords in reverse makes me feel like somebody was pissed off at you. Okay, reverse it if you need to. The Devil for your advice with the Four of Cups reversed and the Ace of Swords. So this is telling you that you have the power with your words to be able to get out of this disappointing situation or this very regrettable situation. The Devil in reverse, it can also talk about our fears, misuse of power, addictions, whatever it is, but it can also be like the thing that's holding us back. So for some of you, if you feel like maybe you haven't been so you haven't shown a lot of gratitude towards a certain person, or maybe you have felt like somebody didn't show a lot of gratitude towards you. I feel like part of that, like the lack of gratitude, is what was holding you guys back or holding you back or whatever. So it's about clear cut, concise communication and being very honest about those feelings. So that is what I have for you, Gemini. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question during this live, then you can do so right here on YouTube. All right, let's move on to Taurus. Sorry, Kismet. You have your head on straight this weekend, not next weekend or the weekend after, right? I love you. I'm sorry. All right, let's see here. All right, Taurus, let's see what you have coming towards you this weekend. The good stuff only. Thank you very much. Your energy is the Nine of Wands, the Knight of Wands for the good coming your way, the Ace of Cups reversed for your advice. Okay, let's see that Nine of Wands, the Four of Pentacles reversed, the Page of Pentacles. Love it. You know that saying, you got to spend a little bit of money to make some money, or whatever they say. I feel like for some of you that can't be what it is. There's something that you were very inspired to do. It can be something creatively, it can be something you've been striving for. It can be a really, really long road. Whatever it is, it's something you've been strongly fighting for, and it seems like you're finally reaching the top of the mountain, so to speak. So you're sticking your little flag, right? Your little Taurus flag on top of the hill. You've won something. You've won at something. But it's been really difficult. It's been hard, it's been difficult, it's been a long road. You're tired, you're wounded, you're exhausted. But because of this, it can be now that you are able to take a chance on something else that you're attempting to build. So for some of you, right, let's say that you have been, I don't know, battling cancer. Okay, I don't know. Let's be really crazy, right? Well, I don't want to like put that negative energy out there. Let's not say that. Let's say that you've just been dealing with some health challenges and now you fought it, right? Now you fought it, you fought the disease, you fought the cold, you fought the flu, whatever, and now you're like, oh, now finally I can start to eat better again, or I can start to regain my health or rebuild it or whatever it is, right? Maybe it is something in regards to a business, okay? And you've really fought tooth and nail for your spot, or some position at work or your little corner of YouTube, whatever it is. And so now you have your spot and now you're taking more chances by building or rebuilding that area of your life, okay? So there's a lot of effort that you're putting into it. Um, it's that Nine of Wands, the Death reversed. Oh, it's been something that's like a long time coming. It feels like something that has kept you in limbo for a while. Okay. So you know that something needed to end, or it needed to evolve, or it needed to change. And it's like finally you got there. Finally you fought the good fight. Finally you're standing on the top of the hill or the mountain or whatever the fuck, right? So that's what I got for you. Then we have the Knight of Wands for the good coming towards you. Oof. Well, I feel like it's all going to be worth it, Taurus. It's all going to be worth it, is what it seems like to me. There may be something that you're very passionate about. Okay. So for some of you, if this is about your passions, I feel like these passions have a direct correlation to your higher purpose. And there may have been a lot of healing. Like I said, this may have been a long time coming, something that you've been battling with for a while. And now I feel like you're kind of ready to venture out on whatever this is, but you're the one that's going to have to make the decision. So I kind of want to say, take it. For others of you, this can be a reconciliation between you and another individual, like a Knight of Wands kind of archetype. So somebody who's fun, somebody who's passionate, creative, exciting, funny, blah, 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 whatever. There may be a reconciliation in regards to that. But for a lot of you, it's going to be around, it's kind of like when they say, what's that saying? Of course, I'm not going to remember it now. When you follow your passions, the rest will follow with it, or something like that. I know that I butchered it, okay? But it feels like because you are chasing after or following what it truly is that brings you purpose, it's actually bringing you to your purpose. And it's something that's quite healing for you. It's something that you don't even have to think twice about. It may be the thing that you do best with the least amount of effort. But there's a huge judgment call being made around your creativity, around what it is that brings you purpose and passion in your life. And I feel like it's not just passion and yay, and then it's here today, gone tomorrow. It's something you are truly building. Because, I mean, with the Nine of Wands, you're not just going to let that go. The Nine of Wands is something you really fought for. You got in the ring and you really fought for. Gloves off kind of deal. Okay. Ace of Cups reversed for your advice. Ooh. I feel like this would be something that you already know about. Okay. For some of you, there could have been people that have been talking badly about you behind your back, creating gossip, rumors, some drama about you specifically. It's asking you not to give into it because I feel like there may be somebody who's trying to trigger you, trying to trigger an insecurity, make you feel bad about yourself, something to that degree. Don't let it destabilize you. I want to say kind of keep your eye on the ball. If you feel like you need to be solo a little bit or you need to take time out for yourself, then do that. That's what I have for you, Taurus. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys want to book a super chat question, you can do so right here on YouTube. Let's move on to Aries. Thank you, Kenneth. Something like that. Okay, Aries. What's going on, Aries? Let's see what we have for you for this weekend. Okay, Ten of Swords. The good coming to you is the Wheel of Fortune reversed, and the Seven of Wands for your advice. I feel like whatever's been repeating is no more. That's for certain. Okay, let's see that Ten of Swords. You're done. You're pretty much done. Um, Something in your life has brought you so much stress and strife and betrayal and exhaustion and maybe even health issues for some of you. But you're done. You're done. And the positive is that there's nowhere to go but up at this point. You're not doing the hard work. You're not planting the seeds anymore to something or someone that's just going to stab you in the back. And so I feel like with that Five of Swords in reverse, it's kind of like you're cutting your losses. That's it. And you're moving on. I mean, this is pretty point blank, if I'm going to be honest. It's a wrap. You're over it. Let's see what that Ten of Swords is about. The Two of Wands reversed. It can be like a really bad decision that someone made, or it can be a dumbass decision that you made. Okay. And you may be feeling like, yep, going back to the drawing board, or this can be something that may end up inspiring you to change the way that you go about things so that you don't have to relive this again, or you don't have to go through it again, or you don't have to endure it again. It's It's like you walk into a room and you're like, yeah, immediately no. And then you like back out and choose a different door, like one that you usually wouldn't choose. Does that make sense? Yeah, see. Mm. This, I just heard this is going to make you realize who you can and cannot rely on. I don't know why I heard that. That's what I heard though. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune reversed can, so if this is the good coming your way, it could have felt like something was just wash, rinse, repeat. What the hell? Valeria. Valeria's sniffing my toes. Can't imagine she liked that too much. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse can be where something is a constant repetitive cycle in our life and nothing is actually changing. We're on the fucking hamster wheel and it's not going anywhere. And with the High Priestess in reverse, something may be revealed to us that smacks us right off of that hamster wheel. We can realize how we've sabotaged ourselves, how you have sabotaged yourself in some way, and something is revealed to you that's going to make you see that. Now, I know that sounds really shitty, but what you're going to gain from it is a healthy sense of pride, a healthy sense of confidence, a healthy sense of ego and strength. Like, this is not something that breaks you. This is something that builds you. What's that High Priestess reversed? The Emperor. You're going to see your true power through this ending that I feel like you're initiating. Because I feel like with whatever this was that you have dealt with, it almost feels like you've been suppressing your potential or suppressing your authority or quieting yourself or making yourself small when it needed to be the opposite. So Aries, the Seven of Wands, the Lovers, and the Ace of Wands reversed for your advice. The thing that you take your time defending and maintaining should be something or someone that aligns with who you truly are at the core level. It should be something that inspires you, not shames you, doesn't ask you to quiet yourself, make yourself smaller to exist, make yourself smaller, quieter to fit some expectation that somebody else has for you, whatever it is. This is about standing up for you, your partner, or the love that you want, standing up for your choices and who you are. Two of Swords reversed. You can't avoid it anymore because it's whatever this has been causing you to lose steam. There's a lot of power in powerlessness. And what I mean by that is when you realize that you don't have maybe power over people or power over somebody else's decisions or whatever, and it knowing that you have full control and power over yourself, that's going to be far more empowering than you trying to control something else. I don't know if that makes sense. So it's something that can't be avoided anymore, is what it feels like. But I feel like people are going to see. People are kind of going to, not to be corny, but people are going to see what you're made of, or somebody will, especially you. So that is what I have for you, Aries. Thank you so much. Have that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question, you can do so during this live right here on YouTube. All right. All righty. You're welcome, Carmen. Anytime, of course. It's okay. I will take it like a champ. Okay, period. Do they say those? Okay, all right. I don't sniff toes. Okay. Thank you. All right. We're not going to have that rumor getting around. All right, so let's go ahead and do these super chat questions. All righty, here we go. All right, we have Divinity. Hey V, is there something more I should know about my boyfriend, John and Nat? King of Cups reversed, Eight of Pentacles. This person could be blowing smoke up your ass about something that they're working on, or about work specifically, or about what they're doing on their day to day. The King of Cups in reverse, however, is somebody who basically lies in order to get some kind of sexual or emotional need met. So they could be doing that once again about something that they're working on, a project, something in regards to work, something that they're doing in their day to day routine. However, it can just be that this is somebody who, if you're like, yeah, no, that's not what's going on, then it can just be that this person has some issues around being emotionally mature, but they do have a desire to work on it. Thanks a lot, Divinity. I appreciate you. We have Emily 000. Is A still in love with me, or does he love Tanya? Let me see. Okay. So this is this person's feelings for you. So the Ten of Wands can be somebody who's willing to take responsibility for another. So I feel like that would be indicative of a yes. But the Two of Pentacles in reverse makes me feel like while he may be willing to do that to a certain extent, like, I don't know, take care of you, or I don't know, whatever that looks like for him, okay? It may feel like it's something that's more confusing to him, or something he really feel like he can't handle right now. There may be this kind of juggling act in regards to his emotions because of you and Tanya. So while he feels like he still has some responsibility towards you, it's more of a something may be complete, or it's that he could feel like this is more of a burden. Okay. Let's see about Tanya. The Three of Wands reversed and the Five of Cups. I feel like this is somebody who may have done something on impulse to Tanya that he has ended up regretting. He could be very sad over the connection, or there could be something that happened between the two of them that was maybe not the best. So I feel like there could be some frustration around that person specifically. Thank you so much, Emily. I hope that that helps. Chris 184, thank you so much for the love. Violet colors, will I meet my future husband soon? Let's see. Hmm. The Nine of Pentacles reversed and the Three of Pentacles reversed. So I'm going to be honest with you, okay, Violet. If you have any issues around maybe codependence, if you have any issues around hyper independence, if you have any issues around feeling like you have to overexert yourself because you're not aware of what your true worth is, like you may feel as though you have to overgive in some way, whatever it is for you with all of the narratives I kind of painted, I feel like this is something you first need to work on before meeting your husband. Um, I think that there's still maybe you need to either A, learn in regards to hard work or finances, or it really is just about the examples that I gave you. So around codependency, around overgiving, around your own sense of self-worth or hyper independence, something like that. So, and maybe after you are able to overcome those things or understand one of these things or all of these things about yourself a little bit more, that's when this person can kind of come in. Okay. Sorry. I hope that helps. Thanks so much, Violet. Then we have Crystal Ball. Is my relationship with Alex over? If not, will I ever hear from him again? Aquarius slash Scorpio. Let me see. So I feel like you may very well hear from this person again. I'll show you what it looks like here. So you have the Six of Wands, the Knight of Cups reversed, and the Seven of Cups reversed. So this can be somebody who is not directly taking action towards you. It can feel a bit more passive. And what I mean by that is this may be somebody who's attempting to get your attention through manipulative means or through smoke and mirrors. What I mean by this is, maybe this person, now I'm not saying that they're this kind of person, okay? It's just the first thing I can think of. Like maybe they post a picture on purpose of them and a girl at a bar, even though like they just met that person and they never see them again, right? Just to try to get your sorry, my neck hurts. Just to try to get your attention in some way, which can kind of give you this like, oh, like reality check moment. So it may not be the kind of contact that you're necessarily desiring. Does that make sense? So let's see if the relationship is over. Once again, it's giving that kind of passive aggressive kind of vibe. Wow. The Three of Swords reversed, the Seven of Swords, and the Five of Wands reversed. There's still some things that you guys may be holding on to that's difficult to overcome. Um, I feel like you will probably end up attempting to make peace between the two of you in some way, but I feel like there are still things that we're avoiding, or it's something that this person is avoiding. It's something that we're not trying to take accountability for, or we're trying to hide or avoid altogether, just for the sake of peace. So it can kind of feel like, yeah, maybe there is some kind of reconnect, but we're more so sweeping things under the rug as opposed to actually addressing the concrete issue. Okay. So your advice is very interesting. The Star, the Ten of Cups, the Empress, this is really asking you if you were to fully heal, right? And nobody ever fully heals. I mean, let's be honest, right? We always have insecurities, we always have trauma or issues, the Chiron, right? The wound that never truly heals. We all have one. But it's asking you if you were able to come as your whole self. If you were to truly heal from a lot of insecurities or certain past traumas, and how that would instill so much hope and light within you. Um, and then if you were to do that, what kind of relationship would that attract towards you? Because I feel like you either undermine yourself or you underestimate yourself in regards to what you're worthy of in a relationship, and how beautiful you are, how creative you may be, all of those things. And so, what I want to say here, as common as it sounds, don't settle, because I feel like you deserve a lot more than you think that you do. Okay. So, that is what I have for you, Crystal. Thank you so much. And it's nice to see you. It's always nice to see you. I'm wishing you the best, obviously. Oh, what's going on, Courtney V? It's nice to see you. All right, let's look at Devin. Will Devin ever reach out to me again to make things work, or is our story over? Hmm. Four wands in reverse. So this is in regards to whether or not he is going to reach out to you again. The four wands in reverse makes me wonder if he feels like the ball is in your court. The 401s in reverse can sometimes be where we're feeling unwelcomed in somebody else's space, or it can be that we're feeling a little bit too insecure. So unless he ends up feeling more welcomed in your space or he is able to overcome his insecurities, I don't see him really reaching out right now. Is your story over? Let's see. What's up, Faye? Thanks so much. The Six of Pentacles reversed. I feel like if I'm going to be honest with you, I can't make this decision for you, but it can be that you're wasting your time. Or it can be that it's not reciprocal or it's not equal in the way that you deserve and that you want it to be. So just be cautious of that. Don't end up, spending all of your energy towards something that ends up being totally fucking exhausting and you feel like you're getting nowhere, okay? But maybe something changes. Thank you so much, Kay. I really appreciate that. Power of the P. What's up, girl? Curious about my businesses. The time it's taken, will it be worth it? Or more so, what might you see coming from it all in the end? Success, yay or nay? Let's see. Mm, well, um, is this something that like is truly, is this something you're settling for? But you don't totally trust your heart being connected to whatever this is that you're pursuing? Because I had to pull an extra one because I just wanted to see, because I wanted to ask for advice. And then I got the Two of Cups. And so what I just told you was the initial thing that I thought. I was like, is her heart really in this, or is she just settling for what she thinks she wants? Or, right. And I'm not here to tell you what you want. But that Two of Cups for the advice is asking you, is your heart really in it? Is this something that you're truly connected to? Because in the end, you may start feeling like, I feel like I kind of fucking settled for this, or I feel like, God, you might be going back and you might be realizing that it's actually something that's emotionally taking from you, or there's something that occurs within this business that emotionally destabilizes you in some way. Basically, you may just feel like you're emotionally setting for something that your heart is really not set on. Okay. If it is that your heart is truly set on it, then you may need to rework certain things about the business. And I don't know what those things may be, but it may be that you're needing to revisit certain aspects about it or certain things about it. But I feel like it's the first thing that I said, okay? Maybe that you're needing to put more love into it as well, or you're needing to nurture it more. So what do I mean by this? So for instance, right, like back when I first started doing tarot, I was getting so many readings I could barely keep my head above water. I mean, it was really bad. So sometimes the quality of my readings would kind of, if I'm going to be honest, they were still there. Like the readings were still good, like please, okay, but I wasn't putting like my heart and soul because I was so drained. So I ended up raising my prices, but so I got less readings, but I ended up putting more of my heart and soul into my readings. I started doing things like reading life coaching books, watching a lot of videos about psychology and how, trauma impacts people. And because I have a lot of my clients that, have trauma and things like that. And then what I started doing, like, for my private readings, what I do is I would just like upload them and they can privately watch them. But instead, I started creating like special thumbnails with their names on it, right? Like little touches like that. And sometimes I would end up like following up with them, right? Like a month later, making sure that that wedding went okay, or making sure that whatever. And so that's what I mean by a little bit more love into what it is that you're making. Does that make sense? Thank you so much, Power of the P. Anything I can look forward to in my near future. Thank you. Truly, thank you. Oh, you're welcome, sweetie. Thanks so much, Beautiful Evolution. Love that name. All right, let's see, Power of the P. Okay, Power of the P. Show me only the good stuff coming towards Power of the P within the next 2 months. Let's see. King of Wands reversed and the Chariot reversed. If there's somebody in your life who has been a bit of a coward or kind of been in their ego a little bit prideful, somebody who hasn't been taking the initiative like you like, it may end up where that changes, where this person stops. I don't want to say acting like a pussy, but where they stop being a bit of like more of a coward and they start taking action through what they're feeling and they start to prioritize their emotions and they're taking action on those emotions in a positive way. Okay, so I don't know who that is, but that's what that looks like to me. If it's somebody that you despise, it can be that they're getting an ego check, okay, which is great for you. Courtney B, hey Dollface, what's on for me this weekend? Fingers are crossed. Thank you. You're welcome. Let's see what it is. Let's see. Do you mean like the good for you, or do you just mean in general? 'Cause it says what's G on for me this weekend, and I don't know if you mean like what's good for you this weekend. Crap. Is Crystal still here? Crystal. I mean, is Courtney still here? Great to see you, Courtney. Can you, I just want to make sure because I don't want to answer that incorrectly. I just want to make sure that I'm getting that right. General. Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, gotcha. Thanks. I just want to make sure I didn't answer you incorrectly. All right, let me see. Let's see what's going on for you this weekend. The Sun reversed, the Hermit reversed, the Seven of Pentacles reversed. Okay, well, I mean, shit, it's still the Sun. Um, if I'm going to be honest with you, I feel like you're a little mentally drained. That's what I'm getting from that Hermit reverse with that Seven of Pentacles reverse. This can be like the Hermit in reverse can be where we're having like some mental issues, right? We all fucking got them. I know if you're watching my channel, you might have some mental issues. Just kidding. But it can be that there's something that you may have been very invested in that has made you paranoid, exhausted, mentally drained, like somewhere where you've been focused on. I feel like you're not wasting your time with that anymore. And even though the sun is reversed, the sun is still a very positive omen, regardless in tarot if it's reversed or not, because it can show me that while you may feel a little mentally drained, you're still optimistic. You're still showing up for yourself. You're still doing the things that make you happy. And I think that part of that is going to come from you deciding not to waste your time on something that has been draining your life force in some way. Does that make sense? And it may even be something as simple as like a friend asks you to come out, and then you're like, all right, and then you go out and then you're like, fuck, why did I go out? Right. And you're like, oh God, guys, I think I'm getting a little sick. I gotta go home. It can't be like that as well. And you're like, oh, then you get in your bed and you're like, yeah, I'm so glad that I left. It can be something like that as well. So then you have the moon. Oh, hold on. I gotta shuffle these cards. I ran out. Sorry, Courtney. Hold on. Sorry. Hold on, Courtney. I'm so sorry. I totally forgot to shuffle these. All right. All right. Two more shuffles. Last shuffle. All right. Oh, okay. So we have the moon, the fool reversed, the queen of pentacles reversed. It feels a little emotional. I mean, you got the sun reversed, you got the moon, you got the hermit reversed. Like it feels like an inside job a little bit. It feels like there's a little bit of lack of clarity in regards to a financial situation or in regards to the risks that you're attempting to take. I think that there's a little bit of fear. In regards to the journey that you're on, or there's a little bit of a hesitation, or you feel like you can't see things clearly in regards to the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So, this can be around your finances, something that you're trying to build. This can be around your self esteem, your self worth, things of that nature. And so you kind of feel like you're a little lost. What I want to say with this is find some kind of creative outlet for yourself this weekend if you need to, or find some time alone. The moon here can also point to somebody who needs to listen to their gut instincts when it comes to something that they're going through. But what I want to say is don't make any impulsive financial decisions this weekend. Okay. Like if your gut is telling you like, hey, don't buy the DoorDash this weekend, like don't buy the DoorDash this weekend. Okay. But I also want to say take care of yourself because the Queen of Pentacles in reverse can be where we're not taking care of ourselves properly and then our self-esteem ends up suffering. Okay. What's up, R Rose? Thank you so much for that super chat question. Thank you as well, Kaiser. The Nine of Wands, ooh, the Devil, girl, what are you battling? The Lovers, wow, wow. It feels like you're fighting the good fight, honey. That Devil energy, it makes me feel like somebody has a hold on you or something has a hold on you, which makes me feel like you're putting off making decisions because of this, or it's influencing how you're thinking and how you're deciding things. I want to say you need to really keep your boundaries up this weekend and maybe just in general, but especially around any kind of toxicity that is attempting to um, surround you, whether it's toxic people or it comes in the form of like toxic family, or if there's any addictions that you may have, or fears or issues that you're working through. I really want to say fight through those because you will come out on top. So make sure that you're making healthy and logical decisions. Okay. Thanks a lot, Courtney. I appreciate you. Sorry, I know that was really long winded. Can't imagine anybody wants to fucking hear me talk for that long. What's up, Zaza? Thank you, R. Rose, Kaiser, and Zaza. All right, now we got my girl Faye here. Do I still need to be worried about the Scorpio creating drama? Oh, dear God. All right, what's going on here? The Death reversed, the Ten of Cups reversed, the High Priestess reversed. Okay. Well, Faye, I feel like you've watched tarot long enough. I don't even feel like I need to tell you, okay? But you know, let's be real here. The Death in reverse can talk about somebody who is refusing to change. They're refusing to change. They're making for an unhappy environment, I guess you could say, with the Ten of Cups reversed. It can feel like this person is not being emotionally supportive. Maybe they're not being emotionally supported. Shit, maybe they need some kind of emotional support. Maybe that's why they're creating drama. Who knows? But the High Priestess can certainly be that something is revealed to you about somebody that you don't really want to know, or you didn't want to know, or you didn't really want to happen. And I'm not trying to like instill fear in you or anything like that. I feel like this is just something that you already know of, or you know what I mean? It just feels like it's more revealed to you, or it's brought up again in some way because of that death reverse. So it feels like this person is being very stubborn. They're not evolving in some way. There's a refusal to change. Now, if they're a Scorpio and they were to turn this death in the upright, then I would say they're more in their higher vibrational energy. But that death in reverse, there's a stubbornness to change. There's a stubbornness through evolution. There's a stubbornness to see the light at the end of the tunnel, which can cause a person to project onto other people. So I feel like it might still be prevalent a little bit. Let's see. Not all hope is lost, is what I will say. Okay. You do have the Knight of Pentacles reversed, the Star, and the Eight of Cups reversed. So while something, it may feel like something is not moving in the way that it should, it may feel like you're kind of stuck, stagnant. It may feel like this person really cares about what everybody else thinks. So maybe they're pointing or they're painting a certain narrative or a picture. Maybe they secretly really care what you think, but nothing's really changing. What I will say is that that star is there. So it shows me that something may be shared with you that actually brings you some kind of level of hope that allows you to deal with this issue that is from the past, or maybe this just is an ongoing thing in some way. So I do feel like there's hope here. And there will be something that's revealed that will help you deal with this in a positive manner. Let's see your advice. So you have the Ace of Pentacles reversed, the Three of Swords, the Knight of Cups. So this may be telling you that something may be painful for you, right? It's something that I feel that you have already been dealing with, so I don't feel like it's going to be a new pain or anything like that. But the Ace of Pentacles can be like, maybe this isn't really working, or maybe we should stop putting any kind of energy or work towards this thing. Allow ourselves to feel what we're feeling. I feel like with the Knight of Cups there as well, this may be asking you to show up in more of a, I don't want to say for you to show up in a loving way, but I don't know if you were here when I was talking about the grocery store girl and how I went to the grocery store and I heard her talking shit about my appearance to her mother. And then we both ended up getting to the cash register at the same time. And I didn't confront her or say anything about it. I just said, your hair is really pretty. You look really good, you know? And because I understood that, like, clearly there's something wrong or unhealed within this person. And so I thought that showing a kindness to somebody who is being unkind could maybe change their way of thinking. Now, if this person's like beating the shit out of you or something, then like, no, then I would tell you, like, find a fucking creative outlet to deal with your problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that guy or that person, right? But it may be that this is what it's telling you to do. And I feel like it's also about finding your tribe. The Knight of Cups, there's a story about him where he leaves home and he's trying to find what is out there. He's trying to find where he belongs, and then he actually ends up kind of returning to home. So it may be about returning to what's true for you, and asking yourself, would my inner child be dealing with this or associating with this or giving this energy, whatever it is. Easy for me to say when I'm sitting on this side of the camera, right? But that's what I got for you, Faith. Thank you so much. And obviously I'm wishing you the absolute best. Right, we have beautiful evolution. What is the future for me and the Leo and his true feelings for me? Let's see what his true feelings for you are first. The Seven of Cups reversed, the Moon reversed, the Magician. What's that Moon reversed? The Queen of Cups. Feel like this person is realizing a lot. The Seven of Cups, remember, can talk about a reality check, and we're finally making a choice after having a lot of choices that we needed to decide upon. And with the Moon reverse, there's something that is either being revealed to him from you, or there's something that he is understanding more about his feelings for you, and that he has the power to manifest what he wants from you and the emotional reciprocation that he wants from you. Now, the Queen of Cups is clarifying the Moon reversed. So this tells me that what he's realizing is your feelings for him and his feelings for you, because the Queen of Cups is reciprocal. It's about mutual love. So I feel how you feel for this person is how they likely feel for you. And so their intent is most likely to reveal that to you, because if you look here, you see the Magician, which is about intention, can be about intention. And you see he's facing the Moon reversed, which can be a revealing of sorts. Well, a revealing of what? The Queen of Cups, right? So let's see what the future of this may be. The Four of Cups, the Hermit. I feel like somebody may have a lot more work to do. I'm going to clarify. I'm going to take one from your advice cards, the Justice. I feel like somebody has, it's like I said, I feel like somebody has a lot of work to do. And that's in regards to who they know themselves to be. There may be there needs to be more of appreciation for another person. So if this is somebody who maybe you feel lacks gratitude sometimes, it may end up that that really comes out in the long run, and it may end up that you disassociate yourself from this person until they make the right decisions, or maybe this is you doing this. Okay, it really depends. But so I feel like there's going to be a bit of a lesson here, whether whoever the hermit ends up being is decides that they want to learn it. That's how the future of the connection is going to go. So it's more about a self-awareness and a humility. You know what I mean? Your advice is Five of Pentacles reversed and the Three of Cups. Don't act from a place of fear or feeling like you're not worthy, or um, you know, making choices from a fear of abandonment or something like that. What it's really asking you to do is be free, be happy, try to be more lighthearted. I'm not saying that you should betray your own emotions or anything like that, but it's asking you to try to have fun with it. And now, if this is somebody who's an asshole, then maybe you just need to go and have fun without this person. But if this is somebody that you could see something with, then it's asking you to try to take a bit of a lighthearted, more friendly or platonic approach, even if you're madly in love with this person. Okay. Because there may be something that needs to be built from the foundation of a friendship. You know what I mean? So thank you so much, Beautiful Evolution. I certainly hope that that helps. My God, my freaking back hurts so bad. All right, we have our Rose. Our Rose, any good stuff coming to me soon? Show me only the good stuff coming to our Rose within the next 2 months. Six of Cups reverse, Knight of Swords reverse. If somebody has not been communicating to you, if somebody has been a little bit passive, if somebody here has been holding a grudge or acting like a douchebag, I feel like this could be a time where that changes, something turns around in that regard. If this is more you, you may have some kind of God, well, we all have it, but you may have some kind of God-given talent that you were uncertain about, or you were uncertain on how to navigate it or how to make something out of it. I feel like within the next couple of months, you may end up taking some form of action that helps you connect with that on a deeper level. There may also be somebody that you end up connecting with on a deeper level. Something, it could be a friendship, okay? So the Six of Cups isn't always romantic, but it may be somebody that you have a positive history with. So it can be somebody from your past. Thank you so much, R. Rose. Then we have Kaiser. How does Erica Pisces? What just happened? Why isn't it doing that? Okay. Sorry about that. Kaiser, how does Erica Pisces truly feel slash think of me, Scorpio, right now? What do my spirit guides need me to know about her? Okay, let me see what she feels and thinks of you right now. Mhm. King of Cups reversed in the Wheel of Fortune. So let me start with the negative first. She may feel like sometimes you lie or you don't reveal all the truth, or maybe like a lie by omission, or in order to get some kind of sexual or emotional need met. So the King of Cups is in reverse, is kind of a funny guy. He can be a little shady, he can be, he'll tell you whatever you want to hear in order to get something that he needs. So while that may not necessarily be the truth, it may be her truth. However, the Wheel of Fortune tells me that she feels like you're going to overcome this, or something may be changing if that truly is her opinion about you. Or she's kind of like, you know what, I'm going to try to stay optimistic. I'm going to see where this goes. So it can be that as well. She's not trying to control anything. She's just trying to have more of a positive outlook in regards to you. and the trajectory of the connection. What do my spirit guides need me to know about her? Page of Cups, Eight of Pentacles reverse. I feel like she may have a wounded inner child. There may have been a parent or somebody in her life that was very hard on her when she was a child. She can also be very hard or critical on herself, which can in turn sometimes make her quite critical of others. So she could feel like she doesn't meet a certain standard, or, maybe she feels like she's not pretty enough, or whatever the thing is. But I do feel like truly in her heart of hearts, she is a lover. I just think that sometimes she doesn't always love herself. Okay. Thank you so much, Kaiser. Zaza, hey V, what do I need to know about my love life in May? Let's see. Eh, you may be kind of waiting in vain here. It can honestly feel like you're getting to a point with somebody where you are feeling like you're forcing it, which is making you exhausted. You can get to a point where you feel like it's not really going anywhere, or somebody doesn't have the courage to be truly vulnerable, which can also in turn drain you or lead to a missed opportunity. Okay. Um, I'm going to pull strength in reverse tells me don't allow this to cut your confidence level. Don't give in to your weaknesses. Don't do anything impulsive. It's asking you to kind of be strong with whatever that is. Okay. I love you, Zaza. Thank you so much. All righty. If you did not get the lesson, well, then you know what to do next, baby. Okay, Faye. You're welcome, beautiful evolution, anytime. All right, you guys, I love all of you so much. Thank you for coming in here. Thank you for trusting me with your questions. It means the world to me. If you guys ever want to book a personal reading, then you can do so at www.violettaalexis.com. I truly hope you guys have a blessed night, and a special shout out to the greatest mod to have ever lived, Lori. Thank you so much for doing the timestamps. And obviously, thank you to Kinez and Complexity. Hold on, I swear to God, I had somebody else who was a mod. Did I make somebody else a mod? Can't remember, don't know. Okay, I love you guys. Have a really good one. Bye for now.